Hello again, Dread Mechanic here for part 4 of my Building a Walking Citadel build stream. Last time I was working on some kind of drop pod contraption for my mech walkers. And we pretty much got there, and then off stream I've been doing a little bit more work, tinkering around with them, and I've built a little bit of a sort of loading bay thing for them, a little bit of a stand, and then that's the kind of mostly finished product. I've built a little landing clamp apparatus kind of thing into it to try and keep it a bit level and not do weird stuff when it tries to come in and dock. It's got a little bit of lights, and we can reach it from here. Oop, can't find an angle. There we go. So we can sit there, and I've set up some controls so that we can deploy it. The door underneath us opens down. And then when we get to ground level, the legs deploy. And it turns off the vertical thrusters and drops us on the floor. And then we can detach. And we can walk away. And if we want to, we can send a signal to redeploy it back up into the mech, and that kind of nicely docks into place, floats up, it'll lock in, it'll move up out the way of the door, and then the door closes behind it. And that's us in our mech doing things down here. And then when we come back to the base, we can hit that button, use the relay again to call it back down. Then the pod drops back in. And then we can use our rear camera to back ourselves into position until the connector icon in the bottom corner says proxy, and we are close enough. And then when we lock it on, it shuts down the mech and puts it onto recharge. So there's two big fat batteries on there now. Gives the mech a little bit of power to steal. And this is also set up with a controller now. Battery monitor like all the other drones, so if it gets too low on power, it will automatically return itself. And I've also done a little bit of tweaking to this mech design. To make it a little bit more compatible with the current base, because this is the old one, or the older one that came off that base, and that one's purely battery powered, and only has about half an hour's worth of power time, which is why it's already drained out. This one, however, has gone through a few little modifications and iterations, and now it's got one less battery than that one, but I have equipped it with its own little reactor that's accessible from the front, so you can put a bit more extra power into it. That is deliberately not connected to the main conveyor system, so that conveyor system can just handle arming the weapons. If you need bonus power, you can just put it in there yourself. And there's some ammo storage. And I've also decided to add on one of the more recent ideas I had about sticking defensive blocks on a subgrid so that it can still do what it needs to do, but it won't interfere with the AI blocks on the main grid itself. So now that has some controls to turn the weapons on and off. So when it detects a bad guy, it will turn on all of the weapons and all of the AI control, so that the guns will automatically start firing at any nearby bad guys. And that's about it for random little modifications to this one so far. I did take out a couple of gyros, so it didn't really need 4. 4 was a bit overkill, it's fine with 2. I've also redone the AI controls a little bit. So that it also has an AI mode, so it can follow us like a drone. And we can turn that back off and jump back in and manually control it ourselves again. And the next step really is probably building a few more of these drop pods into some of these other bays, and retrofitting some more of this mech. I want an autocannon version as always. I like to have some variations. And I'm happy with this one, so those 2 older ones can go. I'll just stick with this one. Because as much as I'd like to put autocannons on them, like some of my other mini-mechs, I don't think the autocannons will fit through that door the way these things are designed. So, we'll toddle over here and take the little drop pod thing back up, and we'll come back down and we'll play around with some other bits. So we can connect back onto there. As you can see, all the batteries go back onto recharge, everything turns off, it needs to be off. We can hit that relay control again, and that'll take us back up into the air. It usually sits fairly comfortably in there. It doesn't quite go all the way in, which is a bit annoying, but it's good enough for me. There you go, we're back up here. So, I've already got this one lined up and ready to go. I need to set up some controls for it. And we also need to make a new pod. So, we'll take this one back down again. There we go. And so we can just copy and paste that whole thing pretty much. So we're going to build. Well, we've already built what we need to build, and we just need to line this up under there and change some settings. Pardon me. That's probably close off now. Oh yeah, that's a point. I'm also going to have to rename some stuff. Aren't I? Yes, I am. Almost certainly. Yeah, 'cause this is 03A. What did I call that one? That's 01. Because these things all work on a lot of groups, so if I have a duplicate with the same group names, so for now, let's just rebuild these two and call them all B instead of A. Because there's a whole bunch of things that we're going to need to change. Hopefully not break, make it all explode. This is why I don't like using groups too often. You need to change something. You need to rename the whole group. You then break every single control that relies on that group. And you have to go back and rebuild a load of stuff. Gatling guns, that doesn't matter because we're going to turn you into autocannons. Get rid of that one. Walk control. Right, so let's grab this tag. Oh yeah, I never ended up getting that. Block renaming mod, did I? I'll have a look for that at some point. AI defense unit, right. Right, let's go through the boring bit of this. I'll do this bit for a moment. Because once we've got this bit set up, I might just leave it at the 2 mech bays for now. And I definitely want to add more in, do some of them later. I'd also like to have a look at building some little launch pads for some of my little mosquito drones. And have like a whole bunch of things swarming around this base. Right, nearly there. Oh, hey great Noel, how you doing, man? Yeah, doing some more mech stuff. I've been retrofitting some of my little mini walkers that I published on Steam and Mod.io a few weeks ago. I've retrofitted them with some cockpits to make them manually controlled. And I've given them some forward and backwards warp controls. And this new version I'm currently tinkering with also has a little automated defense system of sorts. It's got a AI defense block on a little shoulder-mounted rotor that detects things. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just tinkering around some bits and eagerly awaiting the new update. to see what comes with it. Still don't know exactly what day it's coming out. But I don't need to worry about the Gatling guns really. Yeah, I'm good, man. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the new update to come out. I want to see what new toys I've got to play with. Oddly enough, the Prototech stuff itself doesn't massively interest me that much. I'm more excited to see what other little things come with it. All the little greebles, all the little extra blocks, the decorative things. Yeah. I'm pretty good. Just nearly at the end of renaming all this boring stuff. Now that I've put weapon controls in there, I can actually use that sound block that's sat on the rotor. I've not actually done anything with that so far. So I could actually put that in. Right, nearly there. Last few controls. Weapon rack, weapons off, weapons on. Right, while we're here, weapons on. When we detect something, or detect an enemy, I want it to play. And for now, I'm just gonna have it play the
enemy detected
sound. So that way, where are we? There's our weapons controls. When we detect a bad guy with our little shoulder-mounted thing, it'll automatically go.
Warning, enemy detected.
Like so, and then turn on all of our AI and all of our weapons. And when we stop detecting an enemy, it will just turn all of that stuff off. And it will reset all of the arms into their current position. So they're not all sticking around at weird angles. Yeah, that connector's really strong, and my mech isn't very heavy. Might need to turn the magnet strength down on the connector. Right, so he can walk forward. He can walk backwards. Oh yeah, we need to change a whole bunch of groups, because a whole bunch of stuff's going to be a little bit broken now. Control systems, that needs to turn on and off. Batteries. Recharge. Arm units, let's put them back. Got some basic controls for the arms, for now. Target friends if necessary, and target neutrals if necessary. The rest of that is all fine, and that was all stuff I was just tinkering with. Oh yeah, there was stuff in here that needed a quick rename. That, and that. And we can pop the sound block in there as well. And we can actually set the sound block on this one up properly to detect
Warning, enemy detected.
enemies, like so. So when the weapons turn on, it'll do
Warning, enemy
that,
detected.
and turn everything on. And when it doesn't detect an enemy, it turns it all off. And that is actually set up. Cool, that's fine. I just need to put a few more tags on. AI unit. Pop it. AI unit defense. Anything else? Right, no, that's fine then. What else? That's already all named 01A, because I had the foresight to do that, so that's fine. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of controls and stuff in here that are going to need changing because of the group names being changed. So where do we want to start? That's just timers, which should already set up. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ammo sorter, you need changing over to auto cannon ammo. We will deal with you in a minute. Need to put some auto cannons on here. The buttons, they need changing. Yeah. So that one wants to be control systems again, because the button panel is upside down. It's a bit confusing. And that I'm going to leave, because that was a relay control I've changed, so I'm not sure what to do with that at the moment. Right, let's chop those guns off and stick some auto cannons on there. Yeah, there we go. That's the right way around. I really hope one day Keen will give us some more versions of this camera in different orientations. TSO's modded version of it is brilliant, but I'd rather we had vanilla versions of it. Those details, and I'll just change the name. That's camera auto cannon. Right, that's the right one. That's auto cannon L01. That's auto cannon R01. Let's grab that 03B tag, stick it on them. Cool. Ooh. That's like saying right now. Those pistons like that almost look like wings from a Gundam or something. What, on the drop pod? Yeah, I suppose they do. That's kind of a vibe I was going with. Sort of. Some kind of idea anyway. I like them. They've worked out quite well, these little pods. Is you can literally just connect on and then tap the relay. And it's pretty good at docking. It's not hole in the floor. Pretty good at docking. It's not perfect, but it does lock into place nicely. And there's just enough clearance for the feet and those doors. I hear drones crashing again. You're fine. You're fine. There's a mosquito. There's a wing drone. And there's a wing drone. What are you doing all the way up there? Have I screwed up? your controls. $190, you're not supposed to be that high. I think I know what's screwing with that. Yeah, I need to fiddle around with that. I'm trying to put in some controls into the drones to make them change their height limit once they've taken off, so that they don't fly too low and smack into the side of the base. But I still have a few bugs in it because a couple of them are going way too high. One of them I found flying 300 meters up in the air earlier. I thought I'd lost him, or he disappeared or despawned, but he was like 300, nearly 400 meters up in the air. So there's a few of those settings I need to rethink. Oh, that's something I also need to do. I need to change the signal, because I've just tried to launch this one at the same time as that other one. Oh yeah, because it's still on signal 17. That needs to be 18. And let's just turn off the AI controls for now, because there's a bunch of stuff on this thing that we need to change. No, hang on. There we go. Right. Right, so there's some stuff on here we still need to fix. Because, yeah, his walk cycle's a bit broken, because there's things in there that relied on groups. So where were we? We started near the top. No, we did all that. We did the sorter. We did the buttons. Ah, that's where we were up to. We did all that. Arm units. That's what we needed to redo, because we've got a new gun and we've got a new camera. Left camera. Left gun. And that controller only gets to play with the camera. Because the last thing I want is two turret controllers fighting over the same gun. That will cause problems. Right, it's the elbow one. We want that playing with both the gun and the camera. And the shoulder can just have the camera. Right, this is where I need to go through things carefully. And we need to... oh yeah, we need to delete that. Right, where were we? Done that. Units. Controllers. AI control. Right, this is what we need to sort out now. So, walk control. Oh. I don't want to turn that off. I don't want to turn that on. I can't remember. Oh yeah, my other one's up there now. No, I'm locked out. There we go. Right, so let's copy some things from here, because I can't quite remember what everything was. Alright, so that's on. Right, yeah, okay. Where were we? Controls, AI control. Right, so that is... Oh, hey Brad. Cheers, man. Yeah, the drop pod's working pretty well so far. Did a little bit of more tinkering with it off stream, and it's working fairly well now. I'm now going to attempt to copy and paste it over and set it up for the other bay on the other side. Hopefully it'll work properly. So, walk control on. Control walk forward, that wants to be on, and off, and everything else in that controller is fine. Battery low, that should be all good. Yeah, that's fine. Dock controls. When we dock, we need to turn the control systems off and the batteries recharge. Recharge and control systems back on again when we disconnect. Weapons off. And that's all of them. Walk cycle. That's just that. That's fine. That's just that. Walk control forwards. Hasn't got any groups in there. That's fine. This one does, doesn't it? Yes. This one has leg return number 2. Reverse. And that one's the same. That's R02 return. Reverse. And then those are good to go, they're fine. Reverse control is fine. That's again the same, that needs that group of hinges to reverse. And that one needs that one. Gyro, gyro, the rest of that's hinges, main console, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, that's just a display console, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine. Walk cycle is just those lights, that's fine. Walk sensor is the walk control. Off. No. Off and on, I think. And weapons off stuff. That is going to need the cameras and guns replacing. Camera off. Camera off. Gun off. Gun off. And then this should be the last of it, and hopefully that's this one retrofitted with the new guns. Right, so turn it all off, turn it all on. Yep, looks like the walk cycle is working forwards. Working going backwards. Turn control is fine. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to make a group for those auto cannons for my toolbar. so we can see them being switched on and off. There we go, we've got that, that, the rest of that's just messing around stuff and get deleted. Cool. Alright, so that looks like an autocannon version. Basically ready to go.
Warning, enemy detected.
That turns on all the weapons and lets us know there's an enemy in range. That turns it all off again. Groovy. Right, so I should be able to reverse on over here. There we go, that's close enough. That's us locked down. That's everything turning off, that it should do. Battery's going on to recharge. Can't move or do anything that I shouldn't be able to. Cool. Right, disconnect from that. Time to sort out this other drop pod and get this one ready to go. This one's got a few groups that are going to need changing. And renaming properly in the first place, because that one's not even been distinguished properly. So this one could be 01B. And then we'll have to replace a bunch of stuff again. But it really is important to have things named differently if they're all going to connect to the same grid. And luckily, this thing's pretty simple, so it doesn't need a ridiculous amount of groups, and it hasn't got nearly as many blocks as the mech has got. So this can be MOVE, Mobile Operations Vehicle. Thank you for that name, by the way, Brad. I'm sorry you gave me that name. Sure it was, my memory's terrible, but I do like that little acronym. I think it's quite appropriate, and it's going to be the official name of this strange little pod now. So, move. Is there anything we need to change along the way? Not yet. Oh, actually, yes there is. Launch. When that gets to the bottom, it needs to turn off its up thrusters. There we go. We've got those two batteries. We've got control relay. Oh, hey, Rainbow. Just watched episode 3 of Jack's new series. There is a camera LCD plugin. Yeah, I think you mentioned that yesterday, didn't you? Or somebody mentioned it yesterday. Yeah, I do need to have a look at that camera plugin. Like I was saying yesterday, that would be perfect for some of my Ghost in the Shell style builds, because they've all got like enclosed cockpit pods that have display cameras and stuff on the inside of them. So I will have to have a look at that later. That's just that, so that's fine. Controller battery low. That's just looking at batteries, and that does a thing. Oh, that turns that off. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that episode. Is that there's a lot of Jacks involved in Space Engineers. Is that Captain Jack or Jack RPG or whichever Jack? There's a lot of Jacks. I think I'm subscribed to most of them, so I can probably work it out. Battery low, so you should just turn that light off, which is what triggers the whole thing. So that should be fine. that when we dock, we turn our control systems off. Yeah, then docking handles the rest of it. And the legs do a couple of timers. The on-off button does... Oh yeah, I need to set up the gate controls. Thrusters. Up thrusters. Oh, they will need to be turned back on again though, won't they? Up thrusters on. Oh, is he Admiral Jack now, is he? Sound. Okay, cool. I will, I'll go and have a nosy at that later. I'll see what it's like in action. So up thrusters we want to turn on there. And that's a group that's up on the base, so we'll have to set that up later. That's that. That's a docking light. Ah yeah, dock controls, right, these timers. When we disconnect, we need to turn our control systems back on. And when we connect up, I want the control systems to go off again, just as a failsafe. There's nothing else in there. There's nothing else in there. Landing gear. Let's rename you. Anything in there? No, that's all individual blocks. That's much better. Prefer using timers and doing all the individual blocks rather than groups where I can help it when I've got the room. Right, so this one ain't too far off testing. And from all of my experimentation with these GPS blocks and relative waypoints and that, is they carry over, I've noticed, in copying and pasting and in blueprints. So all you've got to do is change what beacon you are looking at, and the relative waypoints you've recorded will just apply themselves to that beacon, like it has done with all the other drones so far. Hey Rainbow. I would love to do server-based stuff, but my internet is notoriously shit. Sorry for the foul language, but it is. So I'm not really in a position to do much multiplayer or server-based stuff at the moment. And I am not really in a position financially to rent a server. I would love to do more community-based stuff like that, but I just can't do it at the moment, unfortunately. Maybe in the future, when I've got more money, a better setup, and a more stable internet connection. Because yeah, I don't get to do an awful lot of multiplayer stuff a lot of the time, just because my internet's so terrible. Like I was saying a few weeks ago, I struggle enough trying to connect to a game of Helldivers, like, most of the time, let alone trying to, like, host a multiplayer game, or a multiplayer server. Just not really feasible at the moment, unfortunately. But I can just about do live streaming, so I can at least share some of this nonsense with you that way. Oh, there's one that we forgot to rename. Right, that is everything in there renamed, I think. Rebuilt correctly. starting that relay. That's literally just that. Okay, right. So, we need to get it set up to respond to this relay here. So we're going to make this one front right 0 1. Yes, great null. Hopefully one day I will get some better interaction sorted out. Would be nice. Just like I said, I'm not really in a position financially to do that at the moment. I could possibly join in other people's games, just about. I can't imagine. Yeah, I imagine that would probably be more feasible. Hosting a multiplayer game is just not at the moment, not with my dreadful internet. Joining other people's might be more feasible, depending on time zones and free time and things like that. Right, so that's going to be FR01, so we need to assign the 2 controllers on this that are tucked away in there to that beacon. So those AI units, dock and launch, they've already got waypoints recorded in them. So if we swap them from that one to this one, it should hopefully work. Now, first things first, we need to open these gates, because eventually we are going to set them up. Where are we? We're a little off centre, but hopefully the landing pad will sort that out for us. So where are we? We are right there. Let's connect on. We need to change some stuff though first. Yeah, that needs to be 18, and this relay... Oh no, there isn't a relay up there anymore, the relay is on. Oh yeah, that one's 18, and then we need to make that one 18. We can do that through this command here. So, not that one, that one. Set channel 18. Just call it dock. And we'll see what happens when I press that button. 9. Oh, hang on, I know why. Because I turned off the AI blocks on the move, didn't I? Yep. And what are you doing? Movement, AI, minimum altitude, 0. No movement input. Dock. Play. Oop, there he goes, but he is the wrong way around. At least he got himself off the ground, though. It's a good start. Come back here. You're the wrong way around. There you go. There we go. Once we get him lined up, he sorts himself out a bit from there. So yeah, he can fly that high, and that's the problem with these bloody GPS blocks, is they give up about 2 meters away from where they're supposed to go. Right, so what we need is we need to set up the controls to have that get grabbed by that. So if I just quickly go back into here, we hit the launch button. That'll take us back down to ground level. That'll deploy them. That'll take us down there. Booby. And me turning that on, you would have turned back on your... Oh wait, no, that turns on, turning it off. There you go, is what activates it. Turning it on activates the whole system. So yeah, that can now fly up in line with there. And then, because the GPS blocks are lazy, it won't go high enough. So that's why we've got the piston. It'll get that high. And then the piston will grab it once I've set the controls, and that'll pull the whole thing up. Cool. Right. That seems to be working, just about. I'll take that back down again. Jump out. That'll just land. There we go. Right, I need to build the... well, I need to program the controls up here for the docking nonsense. Where were we? That was all the wing controls. This computer's getting a bit confusing now. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. Those were... ah, yeah, that's spare controllers for the reverse warp cycle that I haven't built yet. Oh yeah, it's all there, isn't it? Or is it? Move connect, move dock, move launch. Gate. Oh yeah. Damn, I should have named some of these as I was going. It would make made things a bit easier. Right, so that is going to be... that's the controller that detects the pod connecting. That's the controller that opens the gate at the beginning of the undocking cycle, or the deploying cycle, whatever you want to refer to it as. And then that's the one that handles the launch stuff. Docking reset. Docking control. Yeah. Copy that. And that. I need to come up with some better names for some of this stuff that's a little bit clearer for me to understand later on when I come back to things. Right, I think that's all the controls that I need to name up there. We'll build them down here. So I just need an access port, and we can use that. And everything, yeah, all the other bits are disconnected, so it'll be a bit easier to figure out. Oh, and I slipped. Great. Try it again. Right, so when this thing docks and comes back up, it needs connect. I have missed a controller. Yeah, I've missed one. There's one that's supposed to detect the connector, and I've not done that one. Where have I buried that? That'll be that, won't it? Oh, it's that one there. There we go, right. Connect R01, right, cool. So, first things first, this clamp here needs a connector to detect, needs a controller rather, to detect when this connector is ready to lock. So that will be this first one here. Now that will be set to connector ready to lock. It'll be set to this connector. FR01. Nope. Move. There we go. Oh. Forgot to rename that from when we copy and pasted some stuff. As well as those lights. Right. Once again. Move. So, that will use that connector, and when it detects something, it will trigger this dock control and turn itself off. Move dock R01 will turn on and start. So there's a little bit of a delay, and it allows the clamp to actually get into that, get all the way in before the clamp locks it down. And then this controller will turn itself off so we don't get an infinite connection loop. And then we'll have a controller to detect when the connector is actually connected. And that way we can have things on the bridge let us know that this pod is connected up. So that will be connector connected. It'll look at the same connector as the last controller. That one. And when it is connected, it will retract and extend the piston, hit the reset button, and turn off the light that is on the back of this thing that I am going to need to change the name of as well. Yup. That needs renaming. That one needs tagging in the first place. That rotor's not massively important right now. So I name that piston. No, I didn't. FL01. There we go. Right. Where were we then? So we were replicating this. First things first. FR01. Piston. Wing move. There we go. So we want it to retract when it connects and extend when it deploys. Next thing after that is we want to turn on and start our reset timer, which gives the mech about 10 seconds to move away before the auto locking thing kicks back in. So that will be reset FR01 move. There we go. That one can turn on, and it can start. Is there anything else in there other than that light flicking off and on? Move lights. I'll put that right at the end. Off when it's connected, on when it's disconnected. Right. Gate closed is directly related to the piston position. So when this piston fully retracts, it will close the gate. Which means I need to rename these two gates. Yes, that's what Right, so we can have gate FR01 and FR02. So that will look at piston position. Where is it? And when it is less than 1%, because I don't like leaving things on 0, because it can cause problems sometimes, it will look at that piston, and when that piston fully retracts, what does it need to do? It just needs to close those gates. That's all it needs to do right now. Oh, it also needs to be less than 1. Gates, front right, there we go. So when it retracts, it will close, and it will close. And we've got launch controls, which is controlled by those doors opening. So those doors opening is what starts the whole launch sequence. And it looks at those same gates that we've just made a close control for. So gate FR01 and 2. And when that fully opens, it unlocks the connector here, which then triggers all of the controls on the drone. Go move connector FR01 unlock. That was it, wasn't it? Yes. Right, so there are some other controls in here I need to sort out, like these ones. When it docks, we need that connector to lock. So when that gets close enough, that will lock. Then we've got these reset controls. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, that then needs to turn back on the connector that the controller that makes this clamp auto lock. So move connect FR01 needs to turn off, and so does the timer itself. FR01 can turn off, on rather. And then reset FR01 can turn itself. Right, anything else? I think that might be everything it needs. Other than a few things on here that I need to connect up to there to create the controls for. So, let's do a little save, quickly. And take off and see what happens. So up we go. Hopefully when we get close enough, we will lock into place. Yep, clamped on, lifting up. Oop. Something not right there, just auto-launched. Something was... oh, I know why, because I need to pull that back into the ceiling, because those 20 centimeters make all the difference, apparently. That seemed to work, so let's try that one more time. Where are we? There we go. Right, fly back up. Yeah, because unfortunately, gates and doors automatically open again if they are obstructed. Up we go, lock into place. There we go. We've got just enough room for the feet. Without having to mess around too much. Right, so then we can hopefully jump back in here, press that launch button. Oh, yeah. Oop. Yeah. I've pressed the wrong button. Gosh. Yes, because there were some controls in here that I needed to change, wasn't there? What was it? It was something on the actual move unit itself. It was on there, wasn't it? No, it wasn't that one. Which one was it? I know one of these has got a group missing. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's that. Gate. I need to make a group for this gate. And put it into that control. Because you can control, or you can trigger blocks on other subgrids from event controllers if they're connected, and you can keep that setup programmed into those event controllers even when it disconnects. If you use a group, if you use a single block for doing this, it'll forget the block when you disconnect. It won't remember what to do next time. But if you do it with groups, it'll remember the group, because it just looks for a name, a group with that exact name. So, what was it we needed to change? It was that, wasn't it? Yeah, we need to change that to that, I think. And yeah, I know I've broken that, done it all wrong. Right. That door is opening, that has kicked us out, there we go. Right, so that is now deploying. That piston arm has extended That light is on. That light is on. That is all active. We can disconnect. We can walk away. We can walk around. We can go back into our reverse camera, so we can walk back in. It says proxy there, so we are connected. That turns everything off on the mech. And then we can hit the relay control, which sends us back up. The legs retract. The piston is hopefully ready to grab us when we get there. Up we go. In we go. Locked on. Sweet. Up we go. Lights are all off. Door has closed underneath us. Groovy. Right. Unlock. Lights are flashing. Pods are dropping. Legs are deploying. Up thrusters are off. Disconnect. Cool. Right, I think this pod is now working. And yeah, we can back into it again. Get all the way backed up to it. There we go. Up and away. And there's just enough room for the whole thing to squeeze through. And that grabs on after a second. Cool. Right, I think that works. Seems to work. Just like to vigorously test things before I'm happy with them. Cool. The move has... I've already thought of that, Brad. The move has its own recall system like the drones do, so when its battery gets too low, it will automatically fly back up again. After doing a bit of experimenting, slapping on 2 batteries means it's got quite a lot of charge left over. The mech itself has only got 3 small batteries on it, so this kind of doubles almost as a recharge point for the mech. And if it, like I said, if it runs out of battery, it should recall itself. In fact, I need to test that. It's got a battery load controller that is looking at those 2 batteries. So if I... there you go. If I pop that over its threshold, when the battery gets too low, it automatically recalls itself. And should fly back up on its own, reconnect. And there you go. Hello, Jesse 6463. What's that saying? One of the best sims ever played back in 2014. Space Engineers are still going strong, man. It's about to get another big new update. But yeah, so that battery recall seems to work, so we can put that back down to 25%. Because yeah, I did think about that, Brad, about it potentially running out of power while it's just sitting down here. But it should also be recallable from down here using that same signal. So we can send it back up and deploy it from the mech using the lovely new signal relays. So that can call it back down for us, and when we're disconnected we can send it back up again. I think it does need to do the full cycle all the way up and all the way down before you can send it back in the other direction again without breaking it and smacking it up. I need to do some testing on that, but yeah, for the moment that works pretty well. Yeah, you pull it back down from the walker. If you look at my toolbar, slot 9 has got that signal relay in the corner that controls the mech in both directions. That controls the move in both directions from the mech. So I can use it to call it, I can use it to send it away, and I can use it to activate and deactivate it when I'm connected up to the mech. So it's all just one control. So yeah, if I plug myself back in, there we are. That's a bit crap, let's line up a bit better. That'll do. Yeah, if I connect back up, it is still that same signal relay control that takes us back into the air, and it's the same control that deploys it from the mech, because the mech and the move have got a pair of signal relays that talk to each other, so they're both on the same signal channel. And it's effectively that relay that works as the call button for the lift, essentially. Because all of the commands to make it move up and down are eventually running through that relay. So it's just channel 18 that triggers the whole thing. Yeah. That seems to work pretty well. Door opens, automatically just drops it down, and the piston extending it gives it a little bit of a shove as well. Yeah. Cool. I'm pretty happy with those two. Now I've got that one. That can connect back up, or we can disconnect it. Or I can turn on its AI controls. And it can follow me while I pilot this one. He's got a little sensor in him to make him stop and start. Then we can take him off AI control again and pilot him ourselves. And the other dude should also be set up with AI controls. There we go. AI controlled mechs don't work quite as smoothly as manually piloting them because the AI blocks can be a bit janky sometimes, but you can just about get mechs to follow you around. And then sometimes they do daft things like that. The AI patrols aren't amazing. Your balance isn't great, is it? And I took 2 of your gyros out, so now you've not got enough gyro control to get yourself up properly. Might need to have a little tinker with that as well. In fact, I might actually have to replace one of those batteries that I removed. Someone's making hideous crashing sounds. Who's just crashed? Where are you? No, not you. Not you. Oh, it's you. Being an idiot. Over there. The wind drones are working fairly well now. A few bugs in them that I need to figure out. Right, so maybe I do need to put one of those gyros back in there. And take one of those batteries back out again. So he's got a reactor now, so he's got a decent amount of power. He's only got a couple of little thrusters, he doesn't need that much. So we could take that battery out, put in another gyroscope. And then I need to put that relay back. And we'll copy all of those details. Right, now if you do something daft like fall over, can you get back up again? Like that. There you go. 3's enough to get you back up again. You had no problem doing that then. 2, you struggled. Right, okay, you can have 3 gyroscopes. Oh, that does make us very, very quick though. So let's put that other one on override. Which means we're a little bit more stable. We've still got plenty of turning control. We don't actually need to turn super fast. we want to stay stable. Yeah, alright, I think that's going to work better. I'm going to need to tie that gyro into the control systems though, aren't I? Where are the other gyros? Where's the new one? Oh, turn it on, that's why. That's center. They can both be on that, and that can be the one that's not on gyro override. Do it that way around. Cool. Alright, so control systems. Where are those gyros gone then? There they are. We've got one up there. Oh my god, all the gyroscopes hidden. Good idea to be able to see them. Right, so... yeah, that seems to work a bit better, and the AI can get itself up off the floor, so... you are obsolete. You need a little upgrade. Let's pop an extra gyro in you. And another relay. Right, cool. So we can rename that one. Or this is going to be 03B. Gyro. See, that can be normal, that can be override, that one there already is. Control systems. Here's that gyroscope. There it is. And like the other, let's make them gyros all visible. Makes more sense. Yeah, loads of broken controls on there, isn't there? Oh yeah, I need to turn his AI off. There we go. Right. Let's set up some of these remote controls. So what have we got there then? We've got control systems, batteries, thrusting. I need to set that camera back up as well. So, control systems, on, off, batteries, recharge on and off, then we have that control thruster, increase and decrease override, because that's the simplest way right now to have an auto walk control. And what else did we have? We had front camera, rear camera, spotlight and connector. So, front camera, rear camera, spotlight control, and the connector. And what do we have there? Just the usual weapons setup. Oh, I need to change that actually, don't I? Because I'm doing things slightly differently now. I've got weapons on and off controls. I actually need to rethink that. Bum 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 bum. How should we do it? Not got the space to turn these into a single switch, really. Not safely, anyway. There's nothing I can do to make it a single switch, but then they might get screwed up. No, don't need that, because that's going to handle turning the guns on and off. Still have to be able to see the ammo count. Bum 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 bum. What can I do? I'll take that out because I never actually used that. I'll put that there instead. So we still see the ammo count. Bum 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 arms, and then we'll have cycle subsystems there, so we can then have control of that one and that one. So that way we can turn the weapons on and off. We can control the ends of the arms. You can see the ammo count, and we've got some basic targeting controls. Yeah, that'll do. So we'll replicate that in the remote control. Weapons on, weapons off. Then we've got control left arm, control right arm. Ammo count visible, and also so we can select weapons if we want. And then it's just cycle subsystems, target friends if necessary, you know when you want to shoot someone you like, and target neutral if necessary. It can just be that for now. And that needs to be the signal relay, because we remove that. Set channel, this one was 18, I think. Dog. Yeah, that's 18, that's fine. Don't know why that's on there, like that. I'm going to put that there instead. Right, remote control. Let's just pop that in. We've got the AI switch. The turning the AI off has been boiled down into a single control, which is literally just that little stick light on the front. Turning that on and off activates all the AI controls. Right, so AI light. You want to switch for the AI so you can go on and off. Reactor, you can go on and off. Antenna, you can increase and decrease your signal range. And then we can have the relay do number 18. So we can dock remotely. Cool. And I also need to set that remote control up with a camera again. There we go. That's ridiculous. Back down to 3. That's a point. What's the move block on here like? Let's make your speed limit a little bit quicker, just in case. Cool. Right, he worked pretty well. I just need to set up the other one with the same controls.
Warning, enemy detected.
Because now I can turn my weapons on and off. You can't really tell, because they won't move when they are not deployed, but they have been set up so that after something has been firing and the arms are in a silly position, we can deactivate them and put them back to a default position so they'll fit nicely through that door again. And those same controls can be used by this AI defense block back here. So an enemy should show up, the arms should automatically deploy and start shooting. Yeah, you seem to walk a bit more stable with the extra gyro. Right, cool. So that has been just about an hour and a half. I'm going to quickly go and grab myself another cup of tea, as usual. And I'll be back in a minute, because I would like to try and make a home for these guys. Well, I've only got one in here at the moment, but I would like to try and make a home. Why are you're still going really, really high? I've definitely messed something up in your controls, haven't I? $265 meters. Yeah, I've messed something right up. You should not be going 265 meters into the air. I don't know what I've broken there. But you definitely shouldn't be flying that high. Right, well there's still some things I need to figure out with these drones. Some of them working alright. One or two of them are getting a little bit carried away and flying too high. But yeah, I'd like to try and make a home for the mosquitoes. Add a few more of them in here. And I'm thinking of maybe having some of them have little landing pads up here. Or maybe here, I'm not sure. I want to get quite a few of them, so I might give them little landing bays at the ends of these long sections of the ship, or the mech, whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm just going to go grab myself another cup of tea, nip the toilet, so don't go anywhere, I'll be back in a minute. Right, and back again. Hey, so, what are we going to do? Yeah, we need to sort out the controls on you. Right, so, what are we going to do? We're going to change up some of these, weren't we? We're going to have weapons on and weapons off. What else did we do? We changed the AI units to control that and control that. We stuck that there so we could see our ammo count. Those can stay as they are, and that can just get changed to cycle subsystems. Don't need that. That can be moved to... Where is it? There it is. That can move to there, and that relay, we need to set that back up with 17. And dock. Alright, let's do those remote control functions so we can pilot it remotely. Put that there, and that there, so we can easily access the remote control menu. Cool, like so. So what did we want? We want control systems on off, that's fine. I want to change that to battery recharge so we can see our power. What else did we do? Oh yeah, thrusters. That forward thruster, that one. So we can have some kind of auto walk control. And then it was cameras, spotlights, connector. No, camera front, camera rear, so we can park. And it was that spotlight, wherever the hell that's gone. Where's that gone? There we go, just do it that way. That way we can activate our spotlight, and then we need our connector. Where the hell's it gone? There it is. Switch lock. And then the next one was weapon control, wasn't it? Yeah. Weapons on, weapons off. Control that one, even though we're probably not going to use the manual control too often, so the cameras are upside down, unfortunately. One day Keen will give us some underhanging cameras. We might throw our mods. All that. What else was there? And then there was the gun control, or the ammo count anyway. And then it was arm controls. Cycle subsystems, shoot your mates, shoot random people. And then the other thing we had was the AI control, wasn't it? Yeah, AI control on and off. What was the other one? Oh yeah, it was the reactor on and off. The relay, set channel 17. Dock. And the antenna, just because why not have some controls off. That's for now. Yeah, cool. Right. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of this. Don't need any of that. Or any of that. Right. Cool. Oh, hang on. I think I forgot to set up your remote controls camera, didn't I? Yes, I did. Cool, right, so... There we go. Right. Operate the mechs remotely. And it works exactly the same as operating them manually. There I am, remotely controlling it. So they can be used by AI, they can be used by a pilot, or they can be operated remotely from however far you want to set up the antennas. So I can effectively back that in remotely, like so. Let's set that to do the relay. That one is 18. Dock. So, there we go. Now that mech has got a button to turn it on and off, an AI control button to turn on and off if you want it to follow you, and it's got a button to call the drop pod. There you go. Once it goes up, doors close. As long as the feet aren't in the way, it all closes up. Cool. Let's do the same thing with this one then. Yeah, that needs to get changed, doesn't it? Control systems on off. Relay 17. Dock. So from that button we can call that in. There you go, that's locked into place. And that's closing off. Cool, we can call it from there, call it back down to us. Now we can wait for our drop pod. And walk over to it. Right now, the only other thing I think I need to do is I need to put in a little fail-safe so we can't break the controls. Because I want to have an on-off switch that deactivates while it's in motion so you can't accidentally... So I think I'm going to need another timer for that. There you go. That's 2 little mech bays. with automated pods. We've got the lifts as well. And when they're up here, they're all sat on recharge, charging away. I might actually tie that button panel into the control system so it turns off when that's connected. Because those buttons are still active right now. And they will mess with things while it's rigged up there. We can launch ourselves again. And away we go. Oh, hello, tiny cat. Are you coming to join the party? Come on. Stop fretting about. There we go. Right, so I want an on-off switch, and I want a fail-safe in this thing, so we can't accidentally break stuff. The best way of doing that is squeezing in a timer block. Possibly 2 timer blocks, actually. I haven't got any spare timers left on this thing, have I? No, I haven't got any spare anything left on it. No, no spare, no spare. Yeah, didn't think so. Right, so let's pop. Oh, for God's sake, button. Yeah, I need to replace that thruster now. Well done, Divvy. Yeah, copy all. They're all just called thruster, so it doesn't really matter. I will need to add them back into the control systems group though. And the thrusters group. Oh yeah, and where's that button part? Oh no, it's on the mech, isn't it? Yeah, it's on the mech. Ignore that. Right, so I want a failsafe will stop me accidentally triggering the return and, well, the whole lift system. So basically, I'm going to put the control for this light inside a timer, and then we can turn the timer off. That way we can't actually accidentally trigger the light when we don't want to. That gets to the docking on, off. Oop. And so that just becomes that. It's as simple as that, really. So we just put that timer in here in place of that. It performed the exact same action, but it means we can turn that timer off to disable it if we need to. Which we do actually need to. Because when that light turns on, that light turning on and off triggers the whole docking cycle, which is all this stuff here, which is triggered by one of these controllers. There you go, that controller on and off. Yeah, that light turning on and off does this controller. Right, so when we trigger that, we want it to perform that action, and then we want it to turn itself off so that we can't trigger it again accidentally. So that should then trigger, activate all of the docking stuff, turn itself off. And then when this connector connects back up again, I want it to turn back on so we can use the control again. That needs to be 01A, doesn't it? There we go. That needs to be that. That also needs to be 01A. But I probably don't actually even need that. Right, so when this connector connects up to the base again, it will turn on that timer again, so that we are then free to trigger the controls once more. And then we're going to have to think about how we want to do it the opposite way around. So I can quickly save the game first. Back into there. Connect back up. Launch ourselves back up. That timer has triggered, obviously, sent us back up, and it's turned itself back off again. And then when we connect back up, it should turn on. There you go, that's turned back on. In fact, I would rather that reactivates a little bit later than that, I think. But anyway, for now, we should be able to launch ourselves again, and then we'll get to the bottom, and then we'll find that that button is switched off. We need to think of a way to get it to turn back on. Right, so yeah, there you go, it is now switched off. Oh yeah, and this is what the other timer I built was going to be for. So we got that one to turn it on and off. And we were going to have this timer here for our landing. Call it landing for now. Because when we get to this GPS location, it turns off our up thrusters, and you can only put one action per waypoint. So rather than just having that single action selfishly taking up the entire waypoint, we can instead stick that landing timer in there. And when we get to the bottom, we can perform that same action and lots of others. So that landing timer I'm going to tag appropriately. Oh, actually, we could even put it into there. No, you know, I'm going to keep it with a separate control. Let's not confuse things. Keep everything separate. That way we don't have to worry about too many conflicts. So, when we get down here, we are going to turn off the up thrusters. And we're going to turn that docking control button back on. I'll just turn back on now to make my life easier for a minute. So, if we fly up, if I save the game, I hit that signal, I can keep hitting that button all day long, and it's not going to let me fly back down or break this whole cycle until we connect back up to there, because that relay is trying to trigger a timer that is currently switched off. There it is. That one there. So if we put that on there for now, we can see that switched on. There you go. We've sent the signal, everything's activating, and that timer has turned itself off. We'll fly down to the bottom. As we get to the bottom and land, timer turns back on. We can begin the whole system, and I can sit there hammering that button, and it is not going to re-trigger the cycle in the other direction or break anything or screw anything up until we go all the way back up to the top. And there we go, we've connected. If I activate that there again, all that should do is just turn everything back on, open those doors back up. Oop, no it hasn't. Yeah, that's why we need to put the... Yeah, we need to move that control back a bit, because it can break the cycle there. As you can see. So, let's change it to... What gate controls did we have? Gate close. Yeah, I think we'll put it into the controller for the gate. What are we playing with? On the left hand side we've got the Gatling guns. So, in that case, we need to make a group for this single block. Seems daft, but it's a better way of getting the event controller on a separate grid to remember this block, even after we've disconnected and reconnected. So if we have the gate controller, which is that one, have it set to that. and when the gate closes, it can activate that timer for us again. Open them, see if that'll trigger everything again for us. There we go. That sends us back down. So we'll come in, we'll land. And I need to change that. I don't want that reactivating when we connect up. I want the base to handle that for us. So we are active, the timer is on, timer is off. After we send the signal, we fly back up. Then we should connect up, and then when we get to the end of the cycle, it should then reactivate the switch. Because we're connected, I can't send the signal, I can't do it again. There we go, as soon as that got back up there, I can do it again. That's deployed us. We come back down, and there we go. Right, that's a bit better. Soon after doing that immediately, it has seemingly engaged all of this side of the docking sequence properly. He goes, up he goes, connected. Ruby. Let's do the same for him. Because right now, I can break his docking cycle if I'm not careful. There we go. Alright, we'll disconnect from there for a second. What did we do? We put in 2 timers either side of there, didn't we? Let's cut these out carefully this time. Instead of accidentally deleting some important blocks. Right, 2 more timers. Let's go and get the other one, just so I know exactly what I did. Go. Disengaged. And we drop. Fantastic. Right. Oh, yeah, I need to detach so I can see things separately. So what did we do? Oh yeah, I need to cover that back up as well. Docking on and off. It's B. And the other one was landing, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Cool. Right, so dot on off. there's just going to be the docking light on and off. The relay gets changed to... Not send the signal, dumbass. To... that block. There we go. I can trigger that instead. Was that it? Oh yeah, landing. That needs to turn off the up thrusters. And turn that timer back on. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah, just those two commands. That was pretty simple. Oh yeah, that also needed to turn itself off. Yeah, I'll put that there. I got a bit of room. Right, so that'll turn itself off when we trigger it. That'll take us up into the mech, back into there, connect back on, send that signal, fly back up, that should be switched off, yes it is, and then we connect up here. We need to make a group for that block, which I should have done first, doesn't matter, now we're connected, but now we have no way of deploying ourselves again, so dock on, off, where is it? That one right there. Make a group for that. Go to our gate controller, like we did last time. FR01, so when that closes, we'll turn that back on. Right, so that's active. We can deploy, it deactivates, and I can't trigger anything until we get to the bottom. Cool. Oh yeah, I've got to change the GPS location, didn't I? Yes, I did. Take that out. Landing. Trigger. Trigger ourselves. That should turn the timer back on so we can launch back up into the air. There we go, we are locked on, and we are up, and we are active again. Sweet. Sweet. Well, yeah, I can do with making a call button for the lifts from up here. That would be a good idea. And for the mechs as well. Yeah, let's place some button panels and see if we can't figure that out too. Don't need massive ones. Do one like that. Yeah, let's do something like that. But let's make them look a bit nicer. Yeah, because I'm going to need to be able to send a signal from the base to that relay that's down there. As you are sending a signal from there to there. I need the base to be able to send a signal from there to there. Right, so I do need a relay up here somewhere. Damn. What could we do? Hang on. We could. I might have to take that out. Alright, I can place that on top there apparently. Yeah, fine, that'll do for now. So, we need to be on signal channel 17. So, base 03. Move relay front left 01. Channel 17. Relay FL01. Move relay. Send channel 17. Or at dock, even though we're never going to see that control. Press that button. Up it comes. Oh, and I disconnected the mech, but that doesn't matter. Cool. Right, automated button for doing it from here. Fantastic. Oh. Well, that didn't quite work properly, did it? Doing that again does nothing. What's happened to you? Why have you spazzed out? Yeah, this is why we've got the AI control. Maybe I'll just do that for now. Right, and then press that button. That does that. That opens all the things. That deploys. Right, well, at least the button works. Let's make a sign for that. M base 03. Move sign for left 0. That'll do for now. Text and images. Mobile. Threat. I'll have to space it out a bit. That's going to be quite a long thing, isn't it? So let's do it like... Yeah. Yeah, it looks better. Call it 15. And we'll give it that background for now. Let's actually reduce that down. Have it like that. Cool. Alright, let's connect back up there. Let's deploy ourselves back up there. Let's do the rest of the buttons then. Yeah, what's that going to be? That's going to be text and images. What did we do? We did that. It was 2 green 15. Alt right 2 green center 15 and a pretty background. Cool. Yeah, right, so we need to put a relay on there. Oh, did I really put it on sideways up there? Oh, you know what, I'll do it sideways over here. Whatever, just make it the same. There we go, so that's move relay front left. That can be front right, and that needs to be channel 18. So then this can be move relay front right. There it is. Set channel 18. Dock. Bombs away. And there it goes. and I shouldn't be able to break it or recall it back up until it gets to the bottom, which isn't now there. Hit the button, and away it goes. Up he comes. About lands nicely, a little bit of a squiff angle, but you can't have everything. Fantastic. Right. That's some control buttons for them. I could even build more and just stick them on the same relay, that'd be fine. Let's do... oh, we got this one, haven't we? Right, so we got this base relay. This one is platform L01, channel 11. What do I even call that? Why do I call it a sign? It's a button. Yeah, I'll just call it the platform. Quickly do. I'll set that up. That Trinity background, there it is. Yeah, let's grab that text and try and make something similar out of it. Landing platform. Oh yeah, it also needs to be in the centre, doesn't it? There we go. We'll even actually make that text for that one a bit bigger, maybe? No, it's too big. There we go, that'll do for now. So, what was that? That was channel 11, wasn't it? Yeah, channel 11. Landing platform relay. That's the one. Set channel 11. Dock. And away it goes. I think I also need to build a failsafe into that as well. And that signal, that calls it back up. I could do with putting some indicator lights up here actually. And that comes back up. That locks in. Cool. Name that the wrong thing. Yep. There we go. Better. So what do we have? 2.5 green. Text and images. 2.5 green. Center. Yeah. 15. Yeah, yeah. Let's nick that text, and that was about it, wasn't it? Other than the ground. Where is it? There it is. Right, so you are signal 12. Landing platform, I need to tag these properly. It had to come back up. Yeah, I could do with some kind of light in here. Flashing like these ones. Because these have flashing lights to indicate that the bay is active and something is going on with it. Let's do something similar in here. I could put one up there in that gap. We do that. We did that. Let's just do basically the same thing, but slightly different because of the way we had to configure things. Now we can stick one of them there. One of them there, and hopefully it won't give me crap place it. I'll put the light in like it did the other day. Yeah, it gives me shit trying to put that light in. Doing this last time. Those spinning lights seem to have weird collisions. Let's press the button and deploy it. Oh. Piston out the way. Yeah, now you'll let me put it there. Even though there is clearly a massive gap. These things seem to have weird collisions. Put it there. I'll put it there. Put it there. I'll put it there. Can't put it there for some reason. Can put it there. Yeah, these rotating lights are cool, but they've got really weird collisions. I'm not sure why. Let's copy all of that. And what's this going to be? This is going to be... let's call it platform. Multiply that. And that should hopefully let us actually put one of them in there. No. Not sure why. I was doing this last time, being a dick. And I ended up having to do this instead. Just for some reason. Oh no, that won't work either this time. Fine, I'll do it the really hard way. Why are you being so unhelpful? With this back in light. Oh, now you'll work. That's what I mean. These rotating lights, they're cool, but they're a bit buggy. And I really, really don't know why. Yep, it'll happily let me paste that into there. Wouldn't let me place it normally, like a regular person. Right, so that can be that, and that can be that, and those can indicate that these bays are active too. When should they turn off? They should turn off when the gates close for these platforms. Let's remove what? Oh, did I have it set up differently for platforms? Did, and I really need to name a bunch of this stuff. What did we have here? Connect ready to lock. Connected piston positions. Ah, this is the one I want. Yeah, so when that retracts all the way, it does the ramp hinges. It closes the gate. Yeah, sound. There we go. Yeah, we'll have that turn off there. We'll do the same over there. Light platform. Have that turn off there, hopefully. So if we recall both of these. If we come back up, they should lock into place, and then when the piston fully retracts, the light turns off. Cool. Fantastic. Right. What point do we want it to turn on again? We got platform. When that's connected, angle changed. Oh, that's on the actual ramp itself. What about the controls that are on here? What have we got? When that's ready to lock, when that's connected. We could... we'd have to make a group for it to tie it into the other controls. Oh, I will just have it tied into that. So, when the base when the platform disconnects, it will turn that light on. And that can turn on there. Right, so trigger that. Everything goes up. There we go. The bay is currently active. And that way we know something's definitely missing from there. Pull that back up. Pull that back up. Pull that back up, and hopefully everything works. Here he comes, and he's on a bit of a shit angle. Hopefully the little docking clamp sorts that out a bit. Sort of. Still on a bit of a shit angle. But the doors can close, so that's the important thing. And presto, everyone's back. Everything's closed. All the appropriate lights are on and off. Sweet. Right. Oh, yeah, I wanted to tie those buttons into the control system, didn't I? So we can't accidentally activate things on that button control panel when it docked. So, let's jump back in there. Launch ourselves. We are on a weird angle, aren't we? Oop, there we go. Oh, right. I can disconnect from that. Right, what was it I was doing? Oh yeah, tying that button panel into the control systems. Control systems, button panel, where are you? That one, button console. Control systems, where have you gone? Button console. Oh, hi Brad. Cheers man. Right, so when I turn that off, there we go. We turn the whole thing off. The only problem is that means I can turn that off from here, but I can't turn it back on. I could just have a different control systems group for that, maybe. Yeah, we'll just make a separate control systems. We'll have one for the button to use and one for the actual docking system to use. So we'll keep that one as the one for the docking system, and then we'll just make a duplicate of it. That way. Oh, yeah, I duplicated it, but didn't take the button out of it, did I? Idiot. On. Copy and delete. Take that button console out of there. Make it as a new group. There we go. There we go. Right. So I can turn the mech on and off from down here if I need to conserve power. And then when we reverse back into there, it should turn the whole thing off. Cool. Right, that disables the whole thing. So when it's connected, you can't accidentally trigger stuff while it's connected up and just make it start doing weird things like trying to run and shoot or whatever. What was that crash? How are my drones getting on? You're docked. You're flying. You're docked. And you're docked. Okay. Everyone seems to be getting on alright now. Right, let's try and do the same thing with the other Mac. Yeah, because if I now disconnect, everything is active again. Cool. Up and away. Now I've got some of these bays in place, I can actually figure out the greebling on the side of the Big Mac. Right. In your lock, is that good enough? Doesn't look very good. Door's closed, that's all that matters. Right, let's do the same for you. Let's launch. And we don't need that on the toolbar anymore. That reactor being on. Have I accidentally added that reactor to the control systems? Okay. No, it absolutely should be part of the control systems. So that one we want to add the, in fact I'll make a duplicate of it first. Control systems button, then where's that one? We'll add the button panel, the button console into that one, so that we can then swap that control system. Oh, hey Jax. What contraption have I built this time? I've more or less finished off the little, like, docking jump pack thing for these mech walkers. And I've just been making some adjustments to my little mini walker design to accommodate this new thing. So I need to put that group in there so that I can deactivate the Mac from down here. I can turn on his AI control from down here. Turn that off. And I can deploy and recall that from here, and I can't break it because of the way it's set up. It has to fully fly back up. Hopefully it actually docks and doesn't smeg up like it did before. There you go. It actually landed. And then that'll close up. And I could be off on excursions in my little mech, and then I can come back. And I can either call it from that button there again, or I can hit the signal relay on my toolbar. That'll call the little landing pod back down. That can drop into place, and I can use my reverse camera once again to walk back into place. Connecting disables the mech, turns it all off, sticks its batteries on recharge because this thing doubles as a little charging station for the mech if necessary. And when I'm done with that, I can recall myself back up into the main mech. And so far, it's been docking 99% of the time properly, mostly. It's only had a few hiccups. And then that'll connect, that'll pull us up. And then the hangar bay doors below us will close. And we're back in the main mech. And everything is disabled, so you can't accidentally press those buttons, break stuff while they're docked. And the landing platforms are basically sorted now. Yeah, the only thing about these is I think I can break these if I push that button. Push that button. Yeah. It can break it. So I need to put another timer in here somewhere. Yeah, it's not going to go up there. To make a failsafe for that lift, but it doesn't break too badly at the minute. I might leave that. Yeah, and the drones are mostly behaving properly. You're doing all the way up there. Have you flown too high again? Have I broken you? Yeah, I have. You keep flying way too high. I'm getting stuck at ridiculous heights. Not supposed to be flying up there. Yes, there's something I need to fix with you. What seems to be going well? Have I got some of my maps for landing? Nope, not that one. Where did I put those controls? Oh, there's the problem, that I haven't set up those controls properly on this mech. No, because it's supposed to trigger there, isn't it? Or is it? Where is all the other drones that's not being stupid and flying 200 meters into the air? You're behaving. What did I do with you? Yeah, because you're at the right height. You're only at 90 meters. What did I do with you? Not that one. There's not that one. That's your velocity. Where did I change your height settings? Docking start. That might be the one. Yeah. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Right, so that brings us down. Was it when the battery was full that it went back up again? Nope. Did I have a launch button? I do have a launch button. Is it in there? Yes, it is, isn't it? Yep, 1, 2. 1, 2. Was it you? Yes, it was. It was you that was doing weird stuff. Come here. Launch. 1, 2, 3. Have I left something in your sensors? Come older. Settle. No, not from the look of it. Nope, the only thing that changes is your speed. Let's trick you into coming home. Let's see what you do. Right, well, your height settings should have come down. They're coming down anyway. What are you doing? Think you'll be able to dock when your minimum height is that high? Will be able to fight it? Or will you just struggle? No, you're coming into dock. You're quite happy coming into dock. You're quite happy locking down. But at no point did your at minimum altitude actually change. That'll be why. I've screwed something up. Docking start, that's the one, isn't it? Definitely switched on. Definitely supposed to reduce. Yeah, it's definitely supposed to reduce the minimum altitude, but it obviously did not. Why did you not do that? We've switched off now, so obviously. Mother. Annoying. No controller, battery full. Let's trick him into launching again. There we go. Off he goes. And yeah, and he has increased his height, but he hasn't decreased it again. That'll be why. Did I forget to do something here? Oh, that'll be why. I haven't changed that back over, have I? Because you are supposed to now trigger the docking start timer, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I forgot to do when I was changing you over. So, all of this should be able to come out of here. Just about, I think. Something left in there. Where are my other drones? There it is. No. Good shot. Yes, it's just supposed to trigger that. It's got slammed up. So you should actually be at 115. Then when you come in to land, yeah, there you go, you've changed your height back to 40. There, screwed up. I wondered why it kept progressively getting higher and higher and higher with every launch. Hopefully you will now come into land properly, and we'll pop that back to 15. Cool, he's locked down, he should be working properly again now. One. Coming into land, and taking off. Goes. Cool. Right. I'm probably going to wrap that up here for the minute. because I'm hungry. To eat. Doing this for about 3 hours. But it's Saturday night and it's only 9:30, so I'll probably do another bit of a building stream in about an hour or so, or in the next half hour. Some point in the next hour, I'll come back and I'll build some more. At some point I might stick another pod with some mechs there, but that'll mostly just be a big boring copy and paste job of what we've got here. So I might leave that for now and work on something else. Oh yeah, I wanted to figure out place to keep the mosquitoes. Where's my little mosquito gone? There he is. I want to have a little swarm of these dudes floating around somewhere and have a little docking bay for them. I do also, at some point, need to figure out the whole retracting mechanism for these platforms, because they are designed to fold up and tuck in down here. Or at least that's the idea. So I do need to figure out how I can tie all that in. But I'll come back and I'll do that next time, which will probably end up being some point in the next hour. So if you want to come back and see some more, stay tuned, and I'll be back in a bit. So cheers for watching, cheers for chatting. I'll see all you guys very soon for some more of this mech building nonsense. So cheers guys, and goodbye for now.